seams to tear the other down, or reverting to a silence that wouldn't break until our father became too agitated to sit still. Then he took us kids outside and gave us lists of things we needed to learn, as if he were trying to systematically force on us an interest in the world. You have to know the world you're in to know who you are in the world, he said. Then we moved on to learning a list of backyard bugs, which he was in a hurry to teach us, like something essential was on the line. This only made us anxious instead of satiating anything in him. We'd race one another to find millipedes, crickets, grasshoppers, and potato bugs, which I secretly envied for their ability to curl up in their instant armor. That October, he woke us early, and we spent a long weekend making a stone oven in our backyard out of used cinder blocks, red bricks, and clay we dug out of the riverbank that bordered the far end of the cemetery. He never considered what it looked like to people driving by who saw us carrying industrial-strength black garbage bags laden with clay and shovels slung over our shoulders as we crept out of the graveyard. There was also our aborted attempt at a compost heap that flattened and spread out into a smelly brown splotch of eggshells, rinds, and earth in the far corner of the yard. We made jack-o'-lanterns and collected pine cones. Connor and Lewis chased the Canadian geese that populated the cemetery. They would get real close and run away when the birds raised their wings and hissed. We collected their feathers, which I dipped in ink and used to write out my homework. We did leaf and bark rubbings until we had imprints of almost everything in the woods on our thin white papers. I suspected this was all an attempt to keep us out of the house so our father wouldn't have to go back inside and be with our mother. My mother had her own obsessions. She was an artist and kept her studio in town, where she could often be found working on her sculptures and paintings. The paintings rotating on our walls correlated to whatever period she was in. My brothers brought several boys from their school to our house to stand at the shrine of naked woman number 17 during my mother's live art period, when our walls were fleshed with life-size drawings of nude people that she framed herself. Then there was her fascination with Indonesian shadow puppets. She painted a large series of them using dark pastel acrylics. The puppets were solid white reliefs against prismatic-colored backgrounds. They looked like Nefertiti-esque skeletons frozen in terrifying pirouettes. She brought those puppet paintings home one at a time. My father, brothers, and I stood around the walls with her, looking at what she had hung, wondering if we were supposed to interpret some kind of meaning she could not express any other way. The shadow puppet she brought home that fall was the brightest. The white outline of the puppet was more demonic than the rest, as if the dark, silent shadow at the center of our lives had been emboldened to dance. I positioned myself between my brothers when she unveiled it. "This is one of your best yet," my father said. "I like the colors," Lewis said. "Me too," echoed Connor. "This feels wonderful," I said. I wasn't sure if I was talking about the painting itself or standing there with them all together, but my mother kneeled next to me and engulfed me in her arms. "Thank you," she whispered soft and warm into my ear, perhaps realizing I would forever remember her embrace. Despite these few happy moments my mother shared with my brothers and me, neither us nor her art were quite enough to keep her rooted in our world. Whatever sadness haunted her kept its firm grip on her ankles and would not relent. So she kept herself steady by drinking, and by afternoon the drinking gave a lovely brightness to her face. From far away she looked like a blushing girl. It was only when you were very close that you noticed the faint explosions of capillaries just